Hello, everyone. I hope that everyone had an enjoyable, meaningful, uplifting, and stress-free Shabbos. Okay, we're going to begin the Seder, the order of the Seder. By many in Klal Yisrael, if you remember when you went to school or you have kids who go to school, so you'll know that the Seder starts off by many with the following words. When the Tata kim tahim from shul, when the father comes home from shul, he puts on the kittel and he right away starts the Seder. This year, if Mashiach doesn't come, then Metz Hashem, we should be Zeicha, that we should be able to come home from Shul to begin the Seder. However, if the Rebbeinu Shalom, with his infinite wisdom, decides that it is better that we do not go to Shul this Pesach, then there's a couple of things that we need to keep in mind. First off, even though normally when you come home on Friday night, you could make Kiddush right away, on Leil HaSeder, so the 4 cups of wine are a mitzvah, and therefore they should not be done until Tzeis HaKechavim. Tzeis HaKechavim is, well, in Old Tefillah we generally observe it as 50 minutes after Shkia, 50 minutes after sunset. If you have a minhag otherwise, then follow your minhag. But make sure not to start Kadesh, not to start the actual Kiddush until the Zman of Tzeis HaKechavim. Now, there is going to be some time after Yom Tov starts until that time comes. So one suggestion how to use that time properly, in many Haggadahs, it's written that it's printed in the beginning of the Haggadah, the Seder of the Karm Pesach, the Psukim, the Parshias, the Mishnayos that have to do the Karm Pesach. So it's definitely a worthwhile thing to go to do that, or perhaps to do some last minute preparations for the Seder, but definitely not to use that time, just to waste that precious time away. Now, you might think that, there's time to set the table after Yom Tov starts. Strongly advisable to set the table beforehand. The Shulchan Aruch says you should have your Seder table set beforehand. Seder table set means everything prepared, go through, so you don't have last minute where everything's getting delayed and becoming stressful because who made the salt water? Was the salt water made? Where's the maror? Where's this? Where's that? And where are the Haggadahs? And who's sitting over where? So have it as much prepared as possible so that when the time comes, can start the Seder without delay and without any stress. Okay, Kadesh. By many people, even if they have the minhag that the entire year only one person, only the head of the household makes Kiddush, but on Seder night there seems to be a minhag in Klal Yisrael that everybody makes their own Kiddush, and including the women, everybody will say the Kiddush for themselves. If your minhag is otherwise, then of course you should follow your minhag. But it could be that the reason why many people, even if they have the minhag the rest of the year, that only one person makes Kiddush, but on Leil HaSeder, everybody makes their own Kiddush, because since everybody has their own cup of wine in front of them, because everybody needs to drink 4 cups of wine, so that's why everybody makes their own Kiddush. Now you have to keep in mind that the woman who already lit candles, and presumably, hopefully, they already said Shechiyanu when they lit candles, so they should not say Shechiyanu during Kiddush. They already said Shechiyanu. However, they can and they should answer Amen to the Kiddush of their husband or their father, and have in mind when they say Amen, they should have in mind, and also the one making Kiddush should have in mind that the Shechiyanu is going not only on the Yom Tov of Pesach, but also on the other mitzvahs that we're going to be doing that night. After Kadesh comes Urchatz and Karpas. Now, there's a lot of deep meanings, deeper reasonings, and deep explanations in the Karpas, but I'm gonna skip that. I'm gonna avoid going into that because my personal experience is that at this point of the Seder, people aren't so interested in getting stuck on people saying Divrei Torah. Let's get going. Let's start Magid. Let's say the Ma'ash Tana. And I think from that point on, is a much more opportune time to say nice things. But the simple pshat in Karpas is that we want to do things differently on the night of the Seder. We want to do things differently so that people should realize this is a different night. The kids should ask, what's going on over here? Why is it that after Kiddush, we're not just going straight to the matzah or to the challah? On a normal night, we go to the challah, we should go to the matzah now. Why are we eating a vegetable? You're asking, good. Don't worry, we're gonna get to it. That's the idea of Karpas. Now we wash our hands before, because really the halacha bron and shulchan aruch is that before you eat a vegetable or fruit that's wet, you have to wash your hands. Our minhag, for whatever reason, and I heard this from Rabbi Forsheimer in Lakewood, who told me that he asked the shaila to Rabbi Breuer, why don't we always wash our hands before we eat vegetables or fruit that are wet? And Rabbi Breuer said it's a good kasha, but lamaisa, that's the minhag. So normally we are not makbid on this halacha, but I'll say that we're makbid on this halacha to wash our hands before we eat the vegetable which is wet. However, we do not make a bracha. That is the halacha, that you should wash your hands but do not make a bracha. And then we eat karpas. The karpas could be whatever, any sort of vegetable. Many people have minhag to have a potato. I've heard of minhag to have celery, carrot, whatever the case is. You take a vegetable and you dip it into salt water, make a hadama, and when you make the bracha of hadama, you have in mind that that hadama is going to cover the maror that you're going to eat later as well. After that comes Yachatz. Yachatz, we take the middle matzah and we break it in half, put the larger part away for Afikaiman, put the smaller part back in between the two matzahs. There's a minhag to steal Afikaiman, hide Afikaiman. All of these are minhagim, and they add to the fun of the night. They're not strictly necessary, but you definitely have to separate the larger half and put it away for the afikaiman. There is a symbolism in this, that we take the larger half and put it away. That we Yidden, we understand that anything that we have in this world is just very small compared to the great reward that we have coming in Olam Haba. We Yidden always understand that the best is later. And some people are scared that it's Chevle Mashiach now, and Mashiach is coming. There's nothing to be scared about. Nothing at all to be scared about. We who do the Ratzon Hashem, who do the mitzvahs, who learn Torah, we who try to be good Yidden, it's going to be awesome for us when Mashiach comes. So remember that when you think about Yachatz, that we shouldn't be scared of Mashiach. We should be eager and anticipate his coming, that he should come very, very soon. Amen.